Are you wanting to market specifically to businesses in your area? Want to know more about those businesses? Maybe you're curious as to how much money those businesses make. Well, today we're going to show you how to find that information. All you need to do is go to barclaylibrary.org and then click on databases. Right here, you're going to see the Reference Solutions database. Go ahead and click on the icon. If you haven't logged in before, you will be prompted to enter your library card number. If you need a library card, just come into the library and we'll be happy to help you. Now here you see one of the options available is U.S. businesses. We're going to click on that. And here we can search by a specific company name. I'll show you how to do that in just a second. But perhaps I would like to search every company that is in Warrensburg, Illinois. And that is where our library is. So we're going to go over there to the state and choose Illinois. Going to leave this open because I just want all of them. We're going to go ahead and view our results. You might be very surprised to learn that there are actually 51 results in Warrensburg, Illinois. I know, who knew? There's actually Barclay Public Library. Old director listed. Do know that sometimes it takes them a little bit to update on those names. So take that with a grain of salt when you see those names. But here we are, and all the different companies that are listed as being in Warrensburg. Did you know there was a clock repair in Warrensburg? Neiman's Foods, I don't think is there anymore, but we'd have to go and look that up. So here's some of them. And I'm just going to go ahead and say, how much does that Casey's make? I'm curious about that place. We're going to go ahead and click on Casey's. And here we see our address. And scroll down a little bit. If there were jobs at Casey's, they might actually be listed here. Now here is what kind of place Casey's is. We can see it's a convenience store. They actually sell gas and oil as well. And of course, Casey's Pizza, right? Everybody loves that. We go down here, we can see how much this location makes. Almost $4 million a year. They have 15 employees that are listed anyway. Some of those may be very part-time. We can see their hours. We've got the name of the person who runs the place. He's up here. And then as we scroll down, actually it's a Lori, forgive me. It's not a he, it's a she. We've got possible business expenditures for Casey's too. Now this is important because if I was to open up a convenience store in an area, maybe I was thinking about opening up my own Casey's, I would want to know in areas that are similar to where I am thinking of opening mine up, so similar population, demographics that match, I can look here and see, oh, okay, these are about what that business is spending. That's what I can sort of guess that I might spend as well on these things. Now, this will be different for different businesses, so keep that in mind, and you'll really want to do your research on that before you write it into your business plan. Sales volume by year, you can see when they started and how they grew and how long it took them to grow, but they've done pretty darn good, and it looks like they are plateauing out at just about $4 million. Down here is the employee size as well. That has grown substantially as well, and we're doing quite well here. Some of this information in earlier years, I always tell people to ignore some of the information around the time that the markets crashed because all the businesses just kind of went downhill then. It may have information listed for times that this place was not even open. I'm not sure when this Casey's opened, but you'll want to make sure that you really look at that because sometimes it just gives you a flat line if the place wasn't even open then. So that's information about Casey's. If I was thinking about opening my own Casey's or I'm just curious about Casey's, I could always come here and look there. Now I did hear that there is a business in Warrensburg that is for sale or was for sale, and I believe it's this one right here. It may have sold already. I'm not 100% sure on that, but that was DeBerg's. And if I was curious about buying DeBerg's, I might want to go in here and look at where they're located. I might want to see what they are. They're a bar, a restaurant, a drinking place, and a full service restaurant is what they're listed as. Location has 6 employees, and this is their sales volume, 561,000. So about $500,000 a year. We've got the square footage. We've got their credit rating, which looks like it's very good. We've got that it's a private business. We've got the owner listed here. We've got stock information if they did have stocks, and they don't. And we've got the information here about their sales volume. Remember what I said about you may see the business listed before they made money, before they actually opened. That's probably the case here. And then you see where they started making money, and a little dip here where they didn't make as much, and then they climbed up more and more here. And they look like they've been pretty darn consistent for the last 5 years. If I was to buy a business, that's what I'd want to see. I wouldn't want to see them going all over the place or a lot of dips there. So with this information, if you were thinking about buying DeBerg's, you would know, okay, I can rely on about that income per year. Then you parse it out, considering you're paying your employees, you're paying your light bill, all of that information to be added in when you're writing your business plan and when you're figuring out if you would actually make a profit. So that's information on businesses. If you wanted to market, say specifically to businesses where you live, you can pull up a nice list. You can download these lists. You can chart them out, put them in a heat map and see exactly where they are located. You could print them. I am happy to show you how to do any of this information if you need help with it and get all the information you need. One thing I do want to point out is some of these have a headquarters. So Casey's is a sub business, right, of the Casey business. There are lots of Casey stores, and in that case, in the case of Casey's, it will show you that there's actually a corporate tree here, and they are not a one-off, as opposed to, say, Bart's Pumpkin Patch, which there's one of those, right? There's one Bart's Pumpkin Patch, so we don't have information on the big corporation. But if I was to click here on these corporate tree areas, then I'm going to get more information on Casey's as a whole, as the big corporation of Casey's, and not just my little Casey's in Warrensburg. Sometimes I will point out that it does take a few seconds for the Reference Solutions database to run a search. You may just sit and wait for a few seconds, and then here is our information, and it's pulling out some of the headquarter information now. We've got South Dakota. Okay, and we've got some Iowa, and we've got ours in Illinois here as well. And we can compare them to other Casey's and where else they are located. So that is how to research businesses in Reference Solutions. If you need help, you can see that this is just page 1 of 3. So I've got more businesses here and more businesses here. I have heard that that Subway that it's showing here did go out of business. Sometimes it will show businesses that actually have gone out of business and will not show them that they've gone out of business right away. So do keep that in mind as well. But this is a great starting point if you are researching businesses in a certain area. And again, at the library, we're happy to help you. Just give us a call.